What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, some of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully you guys are doing excellent, taking care of yourselves. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. We have everybody here. We have Crazy Dead Kitty here, yes, especially for Halloween. We've got Everything Zen Bigfoot. He's meditating on the 10th dimension tonight. And then we have the alien baby right there. Now, what are we going to talk about today? It's a good old-fashioned government conspiracy. US patent 6506148-B2. You want to look it up? Go ahead. Now, this is a fascinating patent that was put out that stated that our nervous systems can be manipulated by electromagnetic fields from monitors where they can supplant subconscious information underneath what we see and hear. So while you're watching your television, they can be putting in little subliminal pieces of information into your brain. Like, go eat, go buy, go drink. How does that make you feel? Marvelous? Yes. Yes, should. So I'm going to put up this little diagram that they have on the internet. Straight from their patent office. A little hard to see, but I'll just show you a little bit about it. It actually shows how different signals can be affected in different ways, and they have the generator that they used to change the frequencies, and then they have a VCR, because that's how old it was, and how the information comes in and where the signals go to. It's kind of an interesting little diagram. They have more, though. Anyway, the point is we're going to talk about it, not so much the picture itself. So let's get into what the actual document says, and or what the patent actually says, and then we'll go a little bit farther and more in depth into it. So the abstract is, this is kind of like the meat and potatoes of everything. Psychological effects have been observed in a human subject in response to stimulation of the skin with weak electromagnetic fields that are pulsed through certain frequencies near a half a hertz to 2.4 hertz, such as to excite sensory resonance. Many computer monitors and TV tubes, when displaying pulsed images, emit pulsed electromagnetic fields of sufficient amplitudes to cause such excitation. Interesting. Now, we know that TV has television on, has shows on it that excite us mentally, physically, spiritually. But these things also excite our skin, the frequencies themselves, not just the show content, but the frequency themselves is resonating our skin differently. That's kind of scary. And I'm not talking like scary, but I'm talking about like for your health. Like, by the time that we turn 40, a lot of people are getting cancer now. A lot of people are getting these diseases, MS, nervous system problems. And previously we didn't have as many people getting sick. Well, what do you think that is? We jumped the damn gun on technology and we got ourselves sick. We jumped the gun on food to make it delicious and we got ourselves sick. We have to go back to the older ways to allow ourselves to live a bit longer. Yeah, our lifespan is increasing, but if you've been paying attention to the news, it just started decreasing right after COVID. It went from, 77 down to 71, 72, something like that. So that's just in America. Anyway, I digress. The purpose is to talk about this this patent here, which is really crazy. So it states that this is where it gets just mind-blowing. So it is therefore possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images displayed on a nearby computer or monitor or TV set. Let me say that again. It is possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images on a nearby computer or TV set. A lot of people don't even understand how displays on monitors work. There's a refresh rate. It's constantly refreshing. If you ever record a monitor with, like one of the old school monitors with a recording device. You might have seen it in like documentaries. Just it's constantly flashing, right? Could you imagine what that's doing to your brain? That's like a goddamn strobe light going off all the time. And that's what all the devices now are better. They're faster refresh rates, so you don't see it. And you didn't see it before, but you gotta wonder, right? Is being on devices really that good for my nervous system? Probably not. Even in today's more developed displays, they're constantly refreshing. They're constantly doing it. You can't see it, but they're doing it. And what they're saying in this article, in this patent, is that the image pulsing may be embedded in the program material. This is freaky. Or it may be overlaid by modulating the video stream. What the hell? Either as an RF radio frequency signal or as a video signal. The image displayed on the computer monitor may be pulsed effectively by a simple computer program. For certain monitors, pulsed electromagnetic fields capable of exciting sensory resonances in nearby subjects may be generated even as the displayed images are pulsed with subliminal intensity. So they don't have to be in your face. They can be kind of like these subliminal pieces of information. It's just like, it's effing mind-blowing. So I looked up an article that talked about this patent, so I'm going to kind of cover that really quickly too. It was written in March 2020, right at COVID time, right at the beginning. So it says, this is from WZCPAfirm.com, and talks about the patent. Imagine someone manipulating how you feel. Of course, nobody wants that. But how about being manipulated unknowingly, right? This is exactly what's happening to our nervous system. Every time you switch on a computer or your phone, at least according to the patent. The patent's title to the abstract is called Nervous System Manipulation by Electromagnetic Fields from Monitors. It was filed in 2001. It was published in 2003. The patent was filed by a Mr. Loss, L-O-S-S, perceived to be a fictitious person, as no information can be traced about him. Ooh, the rabbit hole goes further. We already know that content on TVs and the internet is created in a way to influence our decisions, right? They hire psychologists to try to figure out how to better manipulate us, right? And in America, we have these shows, they flash constantly, right? Watch America's Got Talent, or America, the singing competitions. They flash. They jump from scene to scene to scene to scene to scene. It's the goddamn worst experience in watching shows ever. They're just trying to manipulate you. Every second they're trying to throw a new shot at you. It's fucking annoying. I can't watch them anymore. So I don't watch shows anymore. I might watch a movie that has long-form content, long-form directorial shots, but I can't watch stuff that, hey, look at this person. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. And that's what they do. They try to manipulate your shit, man. They try to manipulate your mind, get you to watch it for longer, because you are the money-making machine. If you watch it, that generates the money. It doesn't matter if you're not buying a product. So science teaches us that the work of the nervous system is to carry the messages through the body and control your senses. The nervous system, according to neuroscientists, is controlled by the brain. Well, yeah, this is pretty straightforward stuff. Now the brain is said to be a complex bioelectrical organ that produces electric fields. So we've gotten to the point now where we're getting science to catch up to what we already knew, that we're kind of a transmitter of thoughts. We transmit thoughts, but we're also a transducer. We can also obtain electromagnetic signals into our body. Did you ever watch Better Call Saul, the show that came after Breaking Bad? His brother believed that his body was just being overwhelmed by radio frequencies. So, like, he wrapped himself in tinfoil to block all these radio frequencies. People think that was nuts, but actually, Your body is constantly being bombarded by radio frequencies. It's all over the air. It's being transmitted everywhere through satellites and everything like that. It's not that crazy. It's just that people don't care about it or even know about it or know what to do about it. What are they going to do? Walk around in, tinfoil suits? It's crazy. And tinfoil hats? No. But in all honesty, with the way that we've developed technology is really bombarding a lot of people's systems. And it gets to the point where they can't handle all that bombardment. So people do get diseases that we never even heard about, 100 years ago. I walk through cemeteries in my towns that have people living to 90 years old regularly, and now we're seeing people dying earlier, 70. It's just really bizarre. I think that sometimes living back in the early 1900s might have been a little bit better in regards to too much electronic signals in the air. Obviously there's a lot of reasons why living now is better too, but having all this information and being bombarded by technology isn't that great. Even the lights vibrate with frequency, so that's messing with your mind. Going by candlelight, more relaxing, peaceful, probably better for the environment. Just burning fat. Anyway, going back to the conspiracy theories about this article writes, is this a conspiracy theory? They say it's not easy to tell, but we can't ignore the concerns that are raised in regards to electromagnetic fields. The EMF issue has raised so much concern that in May 2015, 190 scientists from 39 nations submitted an appeal to the United Nations requesting the World Health Organization adopt more EMF exposure protective guidelines. So, from 39 nations, that's a lot of nations, 190 scientists back in 2015. So clearly, these scientists believed it was a problem. Clearly, it must have been a problem. So they say, switch off that screen. While it's not always practically possible, especially for a lot of us that work on the computer, the dependence of these electronic devices is so high that we are practically immobilized. We're immobilized if they were to be turned off, because we depend so much on our communication abilities with people, being able to make deals, to run your business, to do anything, that you need screens. Unfortunately, and I've understood this. I've actually had ocular migraines before, where if you're staring at the screen too long, or you're switching from one computer model to another, your brain just can't process the different frequencies, and you get these ocular migraines where there's like you see these crazy things. You see like lightning bolts going through your vision, and like you'll get part of it blacked out, and oh man, it's so crazy. The first time it happened to me, I was like, holy shit, I thought I was having a stroke or something. I was like, holy shit. And then I looked it up, and it goes away within 20 to 30 minutes. But man, it's freaky, super freaky. Anyway, yeah, it's not possible to totally get off, computers and phones unless you have a job that, is just straight up outside. But not a lot of us can do that, anymore if you're of a certain age or certain physical, disabilities or whatever the case is people might have. And they say the Internet of Things doesn't make it any better. We're now surrounded by a lot of appliances that run on the Internet of Things, like an Alexa device or a computer built into your refrigerator. Now, a lot of refrigerators have tablets, built in so that they have cameras inside of the refrigerator, so you can look inside your refrigerator if you're at the grocery store and see what you have in there. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are out there. So, and they're always emitting electromagnetic fields. The patent serves as an alert to the public of the possibility of what could happen if these technologies were used unethically. This is the crazy thing, right? A lot of people are so worried about the NSA or somebody listening in on them, but they also have to worry about now the fact that this patent has been around for a while, 2001, 22 years, that we could be subliminally manipulated by all of these devices that we use. Not even just the stupid information that we might see on TikTok about dumb kids dancing around or something, some idiotic thing. But no offense to kids that are dancing around, but just videos that don't have a lot of intellectual content, right? But now we got to be worried about stuff that might be subliminal. It's just crazy. It's just better to turn your stuff off, read a book, and chill out amongst nature. They say you should go out, you should ground yourself, take off your shoes, put your feet on the ground in the grass, and just discharge electricity. It's interesting. We actually have electricity within us that we can discharge by putting our feet on the ground. Most people have their shoes on, sandals on. They don't discharge it into the ground. They say you're supposed to do that like every day for like 10 minutes. You're supposed to be sitting in the sun for 10 minutes a day. And these things drastically change your body. Dana White, the president of the UFC, has been trained by one of these new medical researchers, and he said that by doing just those two simple things, grounding himself, placing his feet in the grass 10 minutes a day to 15 minutes a day, and sitting in the sun for at least 15 minutes, has drastically changed his body. Of course, he's getting exercise, and you can see the dramatic weight loss that he's had, and he just looks healthier and better. So, I say turn off the tech as much as possible. When I'm not on this, when I'm not doing this, and I'm not working, I am off technology. I have no screen Sundays, typically, where I try to stay off the screen as much as possible. Try to go out, bowl, go bowling, or go hiking, or go do something, off screen. Read books to kids, do stuff like that. Play with Jenga, build some block towers, like if you have kids. But you can do stuff that doesn't require to have kids around. You can draw, you can do stuff in your garage. You don't have to be on the screen. Ideally, get the hell off the screen. And if anything serves as a reminder of that, it's this subliminal potential messaging and influencing by whoever wants to do it. All right, guys, I'm out. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Go out into nature. Go get some hiking in. Take care of yourselves. Like, follow, subscribe to the podcast, and take care of yourselves physically, spiritually, emotionally. Do that by getting outside. Go pet some dogs. Go be amongst nature. Go talk to some people. Or just meditate outside. Ground yourself. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves. And as always, continue to question the universe around you. Go like, follow, subscribe. Lockdown Universe out. Take care of yourselves. Peace.